Hello friends, I'm Oscar424 and this is Ghost of Yōtei Oni percent 1 upgrade. We're just going to get started with some time to explain things shortly, but we're going to start by loading our game, specifically loading a specific save that is just after the prologue. And I'll kind of talk about that when we get started. So time is on first movement of Atsu, who is our main character. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So, Ghost of Yōtei is kind of like the spiritual successor to Ghost of Tsushima, PlayStation console exclusive, and just generally open world awesomeness with a lot of Akira Kurosawa vibes. But right now we're going through a brief intro to the map. We are going to run until I can pick up my horse! And now we're going to actually run. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm heading towards that white set of flowers. That's a speed buff for our horse. What I'm also doing, you see the wind kind of blowing and then the constant notice at the top. There we go. Sliding up, or swiping up on my touchpad, that is essentially giving me the directions. That wind also gives a little bit extra speed to Atsu. Now, one thing I have to do very quickly, go off the flowered beat path, is to grab some bamboo. Perfect. I needed 4 for the one monetary transaction we're going to make in this game. Alright, so we're at our first destination, which is Yōtei Shadow Inn. And it's going to continue on with some tutorial bits in the form of combat. So we're going to skip some cutscenes, and oops, helps if I like skip the cutscene when I hit pause. And it's going to teach us the stick-off mechanic, which we hold. We wait till the enemy attacks. As soon as we see the enemy attack, it's going to say release triangle, and that's nice and kill. The downside is it's a lot slower on casual difficulty to complete a standoff, so I'm very likely not going to do any other types of standoffs. But yeah, we are playing this on casual difficulty. It sounds pretty chill, but yeah, you can very easily die against the final boss of this run, which is Oni, or the Oni. Anyway, when it comes to combat, Atsu has 2 basic attacks, a strong attack, which is triangle, which I'm using right now, and then that one I ended that person with was square, which is kind of like the light attack. Square attacks are quicker, but they don't really do as much damage. The triangle attacks are the heavy attacks, and they break basically the equivalent of poise, stance, however you want to call it in this specific or your specific flavor of video game. We're getting some more combat here. The Cypher Outlaws and eventually the Oni Raiders are kind of going to be our flavor of enemy. What we did there is an ability called Onryo's Howl, or Onryo's Howl. It's a scare tactic, and you'll see everyone gets very panicked and starts backing up, and usually one person falls to their butt. The one that falls to their butt can be instantly killed, which is what we do. To use Onryo's Howl, you need to get 5 or 4 kills without taking any damage. Now you can have Onryo's Howl ready to be used, but if you take damage before you use the ability, you have to build up that combo again. So now we're just getting through the rest of the enemies. Probably my favorite ability here is, on occasion, defeated enemies will drop a weapon, and you can very easily, if you see like a blue-white flint on the ground, like right there, you can pick up the weapon and you can throw it right at them for, in most cases, an instant kill. You'll see me use that a few times during the run. So right now, we are trying to find what's called the Yōtei 6. If you've ever seen Kill Bill, this is Kill Bill. This is exactly Kill Bill. Saito is Bill. We are taking out the rest of the squad first. So for this gentleman, he kind of can point you in the direction of either Saito, the Kitsune, or the Oni. The Kitsune and the Oni are the first two that you take on before you unlock Act 2, basically. Kitsune route is a little bit longer, so this is the shorter of the two first campaigns. There's multiple missions that go into finding the Oni. We have to wait for this scene to finish. You'll see me pause on occasion. That is me checking to see if I can progress forward. Some cutscenes are skippable, some cutscenes are not. It's just kind of one of those things you figure out over time. Excuse me. Anywho, we are going to have our one monetary transaction with the bowmaster, the bower, Ron. She's downstairs. So I head downstairs, talk to her briefly, and then sell that bamboo that we picked up so we can have at least 10 gold, or 10 coin. We need exactly 10 coin in this entire run. That's it. And we're going to be using it in very short time. So, to get through this little bit of dialogue, we will... There we go. Alright, so we sell our bamboo, and we are set for the rest of the run. Alright, let us go. Yeah, she'll have our bows or arrows and other stuff that we're not going to use this run, so that's why we don't really talk to her anymore. That is a gentleman from the Matsumai clan. They're like... What's a good way of describing it? They are frenemies. They don't really care for us, but they're like, well, I mean, you're not actively trying to defeat the Matsumai, so... Can't complain too much. Alright, so... we are officially on our way. I'm going to try to stick to the white flowers as much as possible. But, so to unlock the quest to take out the Yōtei 6, the game kind of expects you to just, like, run around, do side quests, and then over time you'll get, like, clues as to where those members of the Yōtei 6 are, and they'll eventually lead you to where you need to go. The game also realizes that it's an open world game, and it's very possible for someone to just aimlessly wander exactly where you need to go. That little marker on the map that I placed is exactly where we need to go, the very north portion of the map. So, we are going to avoid that area right there. Because it's open world, there's going to be various, like, little things throughout the game. Some of them can take up time, so we try to avoid those. But I will mention, since we are running to our next destination, this is easily the longest running segment. What is this category? So, Oni percent, we are following the quest line to defeat the Oni, and that will be the end of this particular speedrun. One upgrade. Oops, I actually forgot to hit my split there, so I wasn't paying attention. Hey! Anywho, there's a bear. That's awkward. We aren't we're playing on casual difficulty, yes. However, I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. There is one required ability upgrade you get as part of the storyline. Otherwise, that's it. I'm not upgrading anything else in the game. I should say there's that, and then there is one essentially costume change. Nothing else. So we are getting to defeat the Oni with our base Atsu. And that gold revenge card that popped up signified, oh hey, you just happened to find where you need to go to start the Oni questline, so here you go. Well, we're being blocked at the gate. We have to get past the gate. Can't get through it. We need a permit. And that chap right there just happens to be able to help us and get us a permit for 10 coin. So that's how we're getting through with this 10 coin that we just happened to sell in the previous place. All right. So we have our permit. These people are just like baffled that we got a permit already. Oops. He's like, Interesting. Okay. Shocking no one, he doesn't believe us. But here we are. It is what it is. Alright, so we're going to be progressing to meet a gentleman by the name of Lord Yōtei, who's going to be suddenly fighting alongside us as we take out these Oni Raiders. Now these Oni Raiders belong to the Oni's army, so that's why we're going to be fighting them primarily. When it comes to group combat, a lot of times you do have allies helping. They're not always the most helpful, but here's what it is. What you saw there was a red glint. Let's do that. There we go. Those are unblockables. There are weapons and abilities later on that will either block those red glint attacks, but right now the only way to not get hit by them is to dodge them. Well, one of the abilities you can actually acquire if you upgrade is a dodge roll, which makes it a lot easier to take care of. We don't have that ability. We're not getting that ability, so our dodging is a little awkward. There's also an ability to get a perfect parry and do some extra damage. Nope, we're not getting that ability either. We just have a basic parry, unfortunately. So, yeah, this whole one upgrade thing, it is a little extra handicap that makes things spicy. But thankfully, there is an ability that we do get, and it's a heal. It's a self-heal. Once we're in combat, you see the golden spears in the bottom left-hand corner of my health bar. That is my spirit. And I can use one whole spirit and heal myself. With how short my health bar is, it's going to heal me in full. But yeah, we replenish those spirits by doing ability attacks, which we won't have access to. Unfortunately, you can also pick up weapons, toss them at people, and do damage. You can get some spirit back. You can consume some sake, which is, well, I'll be constantly on the lookout for sake, especially once we get close to the end. That will make it a little bit easier to survive. And then assassinations will increase your spirit, and then also if there's anybody that's still on the ground and they haven't been fully defeated, there's a prompt that says end suffering, and then that will also refill your spirit. So right now we are investigating the info we found with Lord Kitamori. And while we go into this combat, I did want to mention a brief thing about the plot here, because it's going to become more relevant in the cutscenes instead. So Atsu had a brother and her parents. When she was younger, they were murdered by Lord Saito and his Yōtei 6, which is why she is in full-on revenge mode. So she's pretty much spent her entire life working her way up to this moment to defeat the Yōtei 6. The prologue that we skipped, which is basically like a whole half hour of cutscenes and tutorials. That's why we have decided to blissfully not do that section in our runs. We defeated the first of the Yōtei 6 we defeated. He's a drunkard though, so that was kind of an easy kill. Now we're fighting the big dogs. Well, not yet, but we'll get there. So anywho, Lord Kitamori was looking for his allies. We got to them too late, and yeah. So what you'll notice very soon as we examine the fish and then go to prepare a fire, Atsu is going to start calling Lord Kitamori by the name Jubei. And we'll talk about that in a quick second. But right now, we need to build a fire! So, I'm literally swiping up on my controller to get the kindling going. And then I'm using the pressure sensitivity of my R2 button to light the fire. Now for fish, it's pretty much any type of food here, the fastest way to do it is to shove the food directly into the fire and keep flipping until the game pops up the food automatically. You can do it like a normal civilized person. I'm not normal, nor in some cases civilized, so it's fine. So we're skipping some cutscenes, and now during that cutscene, it was realized that Jubei, which is Atsu's brother, who she thought was killed when the family was attacked, is not only alive, but has taken on the identity of Lord Kitamori. And both Jubei and Atsu thought the other had perished that night, so this was a surprise to both of them that their sibling is alive. Those two dialogue options, there's no like real difference for either of them. There's some minor conversational things that change, but like a line or two at most. So it's just kind of, a lot of times you see me hit X simply because I'm spamming X to either jump or do some other type of combat. Let me grab my horse. For some reason, like, puts you towards Jubei's horse and not mine, which is weird. Alright, so this next cutscene, can't skip because it's kind of like this cinematic piece, but let's see. It's actually really pretty, when I think about it. But we talked about combat a little bit. We talked about spirit. Spirit's going to be a big thing. Ironically, what I consider like the final boss of this run is basically climbing. There is this swing mechanic that if you don't start the swing at the correct angle, you're just going to fall to your death. And that's just kind of how it is. And plus there's a couple slides into a swing that if you don't jump at the right time, the game kind of shoves you off like direction and you're dead. It's kind of annoying, but you just kind of work through it. Let's see. Oh, combat. One thing I haven't talked about was essentially weapon types. So you can, throughout the game, get access to new weapons. We're just doing this with one katana and calling it a day. So that adds to the one upgrade silliness that is what I'm doing here. I'm going to weapon types in a hot second. Right now, this is a duel, where it's just going to be me versus one person. This is where you really see the perks of parrying. So I don't get to perfect parry, however, I do have access to that shove parry. That's the base parry. You'll see this enemy is using these attacks with the blue glints. Those attacks can only be either parried or dodged. Now I got a little greedy there and tried to get an extra shot in, which I got punished for a little bit there. So that's like, I took some damage, it's fine. Oh. So that specific attack, those yellow glints are disarming attacks. The enemy will try to disarm you. So all you have to do is hold triangle, so hold your heavy attack. Then wait to figure out what he's doing. You got a good shot in there. I have to be very careful with that particular guy because that fire does extra damage. What I will do, you see, I healed and then I ended the suffering, and I got my spirit back, which is kind of how you want to handle that if you're able to. Also, I'm going to be picking up some weapons there. Dealing with this friend that I just came out of nowhere. And move on. So yeah, weapon types. You'll see this guy has a shield. The guy I just fought has 2 weapons. Different weapons are better against other weapons. Katana is good against other single katana. That's it. Things like dual katana, pole arms, dual kusarigama, brutes with giant cudgels. They are not, katana's not as strong against them. So you don't do as much like poise damage or stance damage. So you just have to wail on them a little bit more, which makes things a little rough, especially early on, because you don't have access to all weapons yet. But I just ran into his horse. But as you progress through the game, you're able to get more weapons and be able to switch between them on the fly. So you have to be paying attention to what weapon you're fighting at the time, especially if there's a group fight. Things get a little chaotic. You just have to really be paying attention. Excuse me. So right now we are going to the one upgrade we get in the game. And that is a spirit upgrade, so we get 1 extra heal. Oh goodness. So yeah, the game forces you to pass time. And we do that by getting that spirit upgrade. Then we're going to skip the cutscene. I'm going to do a quick sake check. I don't see any, unfortunately. He's not impressed with me. That's nice. I don't listen to him. So the way we increase our spirit is through cutting through bamboo. We cut through 3 layers of bamboo with pushing the button combos in the correct order. That's why I kind of stopped talking as soon as I would get to talking right there. Just in case. So we do get a third moon. That 4th one is exclusively because we had some food with Jubei earlier. That will go away by the end of the run, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Hey you. We are looking for Mad Goro, and we want to get some help from Matsumaya clan. They told us no. So, yeah. But hey, we got through into the Shikari Plain. Lord Saito doesn't like us, so we now have a bounty on our heads, and that means there are going to be Ronin trying to kill us. Yay! They're actually not too bad. We can avoid pretty much everybody. They'll be sprinkled throughout the open world area. We just give them a wide berth. They're not so bad. So we have made it to the Shikari Plain. The game is going to make us use our spyglass to kind of figure out where we need to go next. After we talk to our wolf friend. Alright. So there's 3 places we have to look at. That Yari Master, that is one of the weapons that we can acquire. We're not going there. That's where eventually we're going to go. And end the run. But right now we are going towards the market. Specifically. So after that, the wolf's going to go away. And then we are going to wait for the game to give us our moment of zen. And the game's gonna give us a little bit of a, oh, that's what's going on. We're gonna select Ishikari Market. And we're going to head over there. So, Ishikara Market introduces something called bounties. And specifically for this particular quest, we need to pick up a bounty. Also, don't take this guy's mask. We are allowed to walk past him, which is cool, but just don't. If you try to take the mask, he will try to he'll get mad. I'm not happy that standoff lasted for too long, so hopefully, yeah, there we go. He's gone. So, alright. We have found the bounty for the traitorous Mad Goro. But there's a few other people that want the bounty as well. I'm going to deal with that fire friend first, because he can end up doing damage to me, and it's depressing. So, we deal with his silliness first, and then we take out the rest of these raiders. But yeah, see how it takes now like 3 hits to take that guy out? That's exclusively because he has a different weapon. I need to dodge the fire. Yeah, I love that those pole arms actually get to like shoot fire. It's the simple things in life. So, that's all done. And all we have to do is talk to this wonderful chap right here. He's a little scared about what we just did. So, I don't blame him. But, alright, at this point, we are trying to figure out what's going on here. And we need to find Mad Goro. To do that, we need to eavesdrop. So, there's 3 different groups we can eavesdrop on. We listen to one of the other 2. They'll chit-chat, and then all of a sudden somebody from the left will join this poor gentleman. And then that's where we need to listen to. All I'm doing is literally looking at them and then zooming in. Alright. So, we know they know something, but they're not giving up all the goods. Thankfully, Jubei just happened to roll in. Jubei has deep wallet and a lot of coin, so he's gonna do his investigative tactic of get them sloppy drunk so they just talk. Spoilers, it works. He's gonna tell us exactly where we need to go, which is Iwami Village. So if there's one place you're trying to avoid, that is exactly where I need to be. But of course, there are enemies. This actually introduces the dual standoff, but it takes a while, so it's actually a little bit faster to just fail the standoff. We're bad samurai. So. We just take care of business our own special brand of way. I also noticed that sometimes us attacking one guy means we inadvertently avoid attacks from another guy, which is great. I'm going to grab that. Hope Jubei doesn't get in the way. Perfect. Also, again, keep an eye out if there's any sake anywhere. Eventually I will come up on some, but it's nice to have At some point. Still no sake, unfortunately. Yes, I know Yōtei. So thankfully, Wami Village is not terribly far away. But of course, he brings like his horse. And not mine. I mean, mine's literally a button press away, so there's no big deal there. So he wants to talk. I'm gonna skip the talk. Just gonna skip the talk, it's fine. So we're back on the trail. So it's a pretty short distance away, and you'll find that Wami Village ain't doing so great. Yeah. It's a hair faster to run instead of walk all the way to the horse. You have to talk to this specific gentleman to progress the story, so that's what we are. With cutscenes, like if I know there's gonna be ones that are skipped, it usually requires the camera to change angles before it acknowledges that it's time to skip cutscene. So that's why I let them talk for a little bit and then deal with it. Alright, so I know there is a sake bottle up here. So while they're doing some conversation, I'll just go up there and grab the sake. So yeah, it gives me a little bit extra I carry up to 2 sake, I think. So here's 1. Always on the lookout for more, especially if I end up using one. Yeah, Mad Goro is a character. I find him hilarious, personally. He's the thing. He's the thing. That's a hat. That hat is a thing. So, more fighting. This one's a hair faster as long as they attack right away. Okay, that's not so bad. Right. Sometimes they are. Like, it's not a set amount of time that they take before they attack, but because the amount of enemies here and the types of enemies, like there's a lot of full-on enemies, as long as they attack right away, they're pretty Thankfully, the full-on guy fell, which means I can just take out the samurai here and go right into talking to him, getting a little more information. And in true me fashion, I'm just gonna skip the cutscene. I hear someone struggle busting. Oh, there's a few of them. Actually, what I'm gonna do is heal, end this gentleman's suffering, get that back, and move on. Now that I think about it, that's a little tactic I can use to get some free healing. Yeah, even on casual difficulty, attacks hurt. Especially if you're using a weapon that you're not strong against. Attacks hurt. If you're not careful, you can very easily die in this in casual difficulty. So yeah, right now that fire in the distance is roughly where we're kind of going. As we exposit in the river. Some bodies right there. Jubei realizes that they have floated their way down this river of sorts. My horse wants to go. So Right now they're kind of feeling each other out. It's like, I thought you were dead. So, who are you? Like, that's good to know. So we're following Jubei to essentially, which is the assassination tutorial. And they had this little bet between the two of them that for everyone Atsu successfully assassinates, he'll give 10 coin up to 5 assassinations. We don't need the money, but it can be a little bit faster to assassinate people here. So they are going to discuss things, and I can't skip it. They just found out the other's alive, and they're already gambling. Love it. Oh, sibling rivalry. Makes me glad I'm his only child. Alright, so assassination's pretty straightforward. Run up, take him out. Take that sake. If I move fast enough, I can sneak past the dude on the riverbed. I need him to not look directly at me. I would appreciate it. So, the route I'm taking, there's a specific spot we need to end up at, and I'm trying to kill everybody in a certain order. So basically that ledge across from us is where we want to end up. So I'm taking out these two, or at least one of them. And that's going to trigger everybody. So once I take this guy out, rude. There we go. Once everyone is properly defeated, I said once everyone is properly defeated, hid from me, friend. Rude. It's like, I know there's one more. I just don't know where he went. Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes enemies will just kind of do their own thing, which is really frustrating. And that guy did his own thing. So, anywho, meet Mad Goro. That's Mad Goro. He's a gooby. He's also shooting at us. So we're gonna try not to get shot. It's pretty... This gets a little tricky, because that fire is all over the place, and a feature I really love here is if the fire lands in the tall grass, because like Pokemon, we use tall grass to hide. If it lands in the tall grass, it actually burns away all of the tall grass. So it forces you to move. I love that touch so much. At this point, we are just trying to, like right now, all that grass is gonna go away. So right now we're chasing Mad Goro to this location. We do want to avoid all of the fire. Like, the explosions will do a good amount of damage to us. The fire will do a little bit of damage to us. Excuse me. And also, there goes Mad Goro's horse without Mad Goro. That's fine. That's fine. So, he's still shooting at us. That's fine. He's gonna exposit a little bit. That's no big deal. What we're gonna do is come around this way. Jubei is gonna distract him, and we're gonna jump up and go have fun with Mad Goro. So same rules apply. We need to dodge attacks as best as possible, and then as soon as we break the posture, we can start doing actual damage to him. He does have that really cheap attack that he just doesn't give any indication he's gonna do, which is really annoying. So he actually used a very rare attack on me that's very unfortunate. Usually he sticks to his dual weapons. When he switches to katana and torch, if you don't parry the attacks, he sets you on fire. The way to put yourself out is to roll, which is an ability I don't have yet. So I have to use a spirit to stop being on fire, which is really unfortunate. So yeah, but I'll just replenish spirit over time. Yeah, it's just kind of something I have to do. All right, so we have found Mad Goro. We've got Mad Goro. Or we thought we had Mad Goro. And suddenly Jubei's gone. And so is Mad Goro. We're going to head specifically to the cartographer because that's the closest to where Yōtei is here. As long as I don't get turned around, which I want to do. We're like, alright, let's go turn in Mad Goro to the Oni because he's wanted by the Oni. Jubei, where is Mad Goro? And his commander didn't want to give him up. So, we're compromising. Under duress, but we are compromising. Because the plan was originally to take Mad Goro to the Oni himself to get in, and then kill the Oni. Thus, the Belly of the Beast quest. Since Commander Wada Matsumae didn't want to give up Mad Goro, the compromise is, well, we'll bring Mad Goro's gun back to the Oni, and we'll turn in a Matsumae lapdog, which is Jubei. Spoilers. If you notice, this is not the last mission in my live split down below me. It doesn't work. We meet the Oni, but it does not work. Bad happens. This is, though, side note, this is actually like low-key one of my favorite quests in this particular run. So at this point we are getting led into Ishikari Castle, which is where the Oni resides. Actually, there's also one of my favorite like cinematic moments throughout this entire run. Think of the next scene or two. When they're going up the hill and there's this like gorgeous light coming down at it. I have taken so many screenshots. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. This right here. Gorgeous. And mind you, I'm not on a PS5 Pro. This is just a standard PlayStation 5. Like one of the earlier ones at that. So, yeah. This is gorgeous. That said, I love how it's like, dude, you're a samurai. How are you scared? Also meet the Oni. We're not gonna talk to him right there. So first, I want to point out those like shanks, flanks that he's got in his armor. I don't like them. So we're gonna be awkward and stare at this way. So yeah, that's the Oni. We're gonna kill him. That's the plan. Not yet. We're gonna appreciate the voice acting. And side note, so you can play this in multiple languages, with multiple different language subtitles. I am a huge fan of Akira Kurosawa films, so I play with the Japanese voice and English subtitles. There are plenty of options for like English voice acting, other voice acting. There's also a Kurosawa mode, which is super cool. I can probably show off elsewhere, not during the run itself, but well, I should say there's options for turning it on. It basically puts everything in a black and white filter with some really cool effects. The voice gets a little, the voice acting gets a little muffled because it's like Kurosawa from the 50s. Also, they expect us to stop and listen to them talk. We're not. We're doing something that would probably get us killed, IRL. We're just gonna go into the Oni's private chambers, and he's gonna immediately follow us, so that kind of speeds it up here. So he's gonna tell us, hey, I'm gonna get your gold. Thanks for turning in the gun. Look around, don't touch anything, especially don't touch this scabbard. That would be the one piece in this room that would connect you to your family that my group murdered. Don't touch that. So Atsu immediately touches it. Spoilers. That was not the play. That should not have happened. So, yeah, that's gonna bite us in the butt later. Anyway, we have to notice 3 specific things. Notice the lady, and then the cell that he is likely in. How to get into it, we need to find the jailer. Shocking no one, the jailer is right there. Excuse me. So, we have to go pickpocket the jailer. There's combat going on, so we must appreciate the combat by not walking in there. Instead, we're going to try to pickpocket him. That's not going to work. So he's going to challenge us to a duel. I tried to skip the cutscene a little too early. This is mostly a tutorial that teaches you how to deal with a brute. Oops. So they fight a little bit differently, but rude. So things are a little spicy because this jailer fight is not going very well. Sometimes he does the charges, which are a little annoying, but that's fine. So this is one of those moments where I definitely need to look for more sake. But we'll get our I almost said lunar. We'll get our spirit back eventually. Anywho, so we have the keys. However, it's getting to be nighttime, and the Oni does not like visitors or strangers in his castle at nighttime. So we partied hard, but now it's time to go. So we're getting kicked out. The outfit that Atsu's wearing right now is actually the mercenary attire. She wanted to fit in, so she wanted to not stand out as the person like going after Yōtei 6, so she changed her clothes. We get to keep those, so this is what we're going to be wearing for the rest of the run. The mercenary attire. Alright. So now we take care of business. I actually like this part. It's very like it's pretty cool. You can stealth through a good portion of this and get through this really quickly. So here we can attack all those enemies, or I can just use the rope and proceed to the next area. Here I can jump on that ladder, assassinate this guy. Sorry, Fran. I realized she was sitting there. Oh, perfect. Sometimes that guy has a sake jar, and he did, which makes me so happy. Anywho, we assassinated that guy and proceed to the next area. Now, we climb up here, jump on this rope, and just proceed to the next area. It's great. You can fight through this area if you so choose. Well, it's just a little bit faster in this particular run to just stealth. So we take out these two. We should have full spirit. Yep. Not quite full spirit, but that's fine. We can acquire it later. But at this point, we hop up here. We know Jubei is over here. There are two enemies that are talking, but if we give them a wide enough berth, they just don't notice us, which is awesome. So we found Jubei. Jubei's a little shaken up. No worse for the wear, though. So now we go on to the next part. Assassinating the Oni. Doesn't work, but it's a valiant effort. So we get into a climbing portion, and climbing with Jubei around is really annoying because he will take up areas like this or this little ledge thing. He has to be off of it, or at least far enough down to where you're allowed to use it. This next jump is a little weird because for some reason the game loves killing me right there. Also, if Jubei tries to use the same Atsu, if Jubei tries to access the same climbing item that Atsu is currently using, the game kind of panics and throws Atsu slightly off balance, especially if she's jumping. So yeah, that usually ends to her death. Ask me how I know. It's happened a lot. Oops. Like, why are you turning into gold, Atsu? So yeah, they're discussing things, and Atsu kind of drops, "Hey, so I found Dad's scabbard, and I bargained for it." And Jubei's like, "What? You might have blown this whole operation." She's like, "But I got the scabbard," and Jubei's like, "But that was a terrible idea." Yōtei is actually right. It was a terrible idea. But here we are. Also, Jubei doesn't like our extreme climbing skills, so he complains about them quite frequently. So this is a little bit too tall for us to handle alone, so we're going to give Jubei a bounce. And he's going to grab us. And we're going to head back over to where the Oni is. Now, I will say, it is a really cool cutscene that unfortunately we don't get to see. Because we skip cutscenes like that. So, So yeah, we go down there, and like Atsu goes full Sephiroth and like jumps down to try to get a falling assassination, and at the last second the Oni's like, no, turns around and ends Atsu's career right there. Atsu, that's not a ladder, that's a ladder. Alright, so we wait for Jubei, who magically appears, and then we go to assassinate the Oni. And fail miserably. Yeah, that didn't work out. So, this is why having all that spirit earlier is super beneficial. Well, kind of also required. This is the escape sequence of Belly of the Beast, and I can actually die here. Well, not here exactly. It's when we get to the horses. So, Atsu finds a way to run horses like that. Atsu's fine. If this was Cinema Sins, they would say, Atsu survives this. Thank you, our horses are conveniently right there. Now we're gonna run. So here, we need to balance. Actually, hold on. This is the next one's the scariest one because this is the one I can't actually die from. There we go. Okay. If those fire archers actually hit me with an arrow, yeah, I'm very possibly dead. So, I dodge these. But yeah, so we're using a spirit attack in the sense of our horse is charging through the enemies. So, that's why having spirit is important because you need that to do the attack. So, at this point, we are just avoiding everything coming at us in a blaze of cluster fudge. And getting out of dodge. So yeah, Oni's not happy with us right now. Oni is really, really not happy with us. Jubei and Atsu are really not happy with each other because that all went to heck. So they try to talk it out. It is unsuccessful. Jubei says, nah fam, I'm out. And Atsu is like, she's gonna stand there for a while. It's a cool shot, don't get me wrong. But she kinda mulls for a little bit. I literally can't, I can't do anything. So. Horse is a good friend. Horse is a good friend. So Yatsu realizes the one shot is now Mad Goro. So we actually, she needs Mad Goro at this point. So we're gonna talk to this guy. And we're gonna get denied, which is rude. He doesn't care. We don't care that he doesn't care. So we're gonna go this way. Get past them. And just happen to we're gonna peruse. Check out the area. See what's going on. Be nosy and all that. They don't know we're here, it's fine. We'll line up a slingshot. Yeah, those swings are some of the scariest in the game because again, if she's not properly angled, she will just fall to her death. And that's just kind of how it is. So yeah, right now we are going to try to visit Mad Goro. Basically, we put him there, but now we're gonna break him out of prison. This is a multi-stage spyglass, so talk to Jubei. Or we're not talk to Jubei. We're going to check out what's going on there. Lo and behold, Mad Goro has been seen. Now the spyglass kind of automatically follows him, so we need to figure out where he's going. Or, once we get control of the spyglass, there we go. We can just swing it up here, and she just immediately assumes that, yep, that's where he's going. Cool. Alright. This next jump is one of the scariest because it is a swing jump that the game will just kill you. This one right here. So I'm gonna lock in for a quick second. So I need to jump at just the right time. There we go. You have to jump a hair earlier than you think. Because yeah, if you go too far, there's like a little rock on the left that shoves Atsu to the right. So her angle when she goes to swing is not straight and she ends up dying. So thankfully that was a first try swing right there. I'm going to cut through here. And go have a little conversation. Little conversation with Mad Goro.
石狩城の抜け道を知ってるらしいな。だがもな、だばどうしたんだ。俺ならここから出してやれる。まあ、優しいんだぞ。風呂も入れる。おかげで、出来もんも消えちまった。教えるもんがなくなれば用済みだぞ。
He's like, yeah, I know how to get in. I know how to get in, not the traditional way, because I'm awesome. We're supposed to investigate. See, if you look at that red like sash on the wall, we're supposed to investigate that. I don't have time for that, so we're gonna head out that way. Jump on this ledge, jump up here, and go where we need to go. Mad Goro, never change. He changes. He gets funnier though. The nice thing is if you, as long as you don't move, it sets you up perfectly to like, break that ledge, break that wall. Unfortunately, lo and behold, Jubei is outside. So yeah. So he's gonna report us because he's a goody two-shoes and we're not. Unfortunately, Mad Goro, as I mentioned earlier, does not like us. He's kind of pissed. And the name of this particular chapter is A Fiery Consequence. So now, if you'll notice the embers increasing on the right, and now the flaming arrows that are about to fall, we get to suffer the fiery consequences of our actions. Yeah, he's not happy with us. So, this is a series of waves where come up here, let the enemies come in so you're not fighting on top of everybody. I'm going to try to take out specifically the samurai, the katana wielders first, and then take out non-samurai, non-katana wielders with dropped weapons. Also, I see that brute. I'm gonna make sure I hit him once or twice. Okay, that was good. So, also when it comes to thrown weapons, it's very possible to accidentally hit your teammates. Unfortunately, that's just one of those things. So, it doesn't kill them, but you don't get the kill that you wanted, unfortunately. Alright. There we go. So now it's a matter of finding the stragglers and I actually thought I had some damage I need to deal. Turns out I didn't, so now I get to deal with that loading screen for a little bit. It's fine. So here, I'm going to force the next group now to appear. That group. And then I'm also, if I can find a weapon, I don't, unfortunately. I'm gonna take out those bowmen because I don't like dealing with them. There we go. There's somebody. So this particular guy, that's kind of the leader of sorts. Not that guy, but the one that was fighting just before this. So getting him dealt with is nice. So now, yeah, taking care of that ledge does make things a little bit easier. Now it's just a matter of finding everybody. Okay. There we go. Sweet. So this next area is a little sketchy. I wanna dodge that first arrow. Unfortunately, get hit by the second. So now here it's pretty much just a matter of working my way through the enemies. I think I'm good there. Those two should come down. We'll wait till that guy stops blowing fire at me. Take a very annoying back shot. Come on. Yeah, this is one of the more annoying fights because sometimes it looked like I was like a hair away from getting them. Alright. That's all good. Pick up a red target. The brute specifically. Yep, that's exactly the one I wanted to call. So yeah, what I did right there is, since I know I'm pretty much at the end of this segment, end his suffering. Unfortunately, took another shot right there. Alright. I tried to heal myself, and as it turns out, there was one more dude around there, so that was a little bit annoying. Anyway, at this point, it's a matter of all the encampments of cannon fighters because they can actually hit me. They can. Like, depending on where their attacks land. Oh, I can get smacked real hard. Alright. Thankfully, that is done with that. She's like, mad. So I need to keep in mind to find myself another bottle of sake at some point. Assassinate this chap right here. Head up and save my brother. I have my sake. Perfect. Alright. So now at this point, I'm going to help in my own special way. Take him out. And then this is a series of 2 or 3 waves of enemies that I just have to deal with. So I'm actually gonna kill that guy. I was gonna aim for the other guy, but with him being where he was, I wasn't the biggest fan. Not what I wanted to see, but that's fine. The next wave will have some bigger guys that I need to take out, which purposely. That guy got in the way. That's unfortunate. So I did take a little bit of damage. Heal up, grab that sake that I see right there. I did not expect him to smack me right there. Fair enough. Anyway, I went a little off script, but that's okay. Anywho, so the camp is gone. Consequences of your actions. It's fine. But even though we're pretty sure the camp's gone, Jubei does want to see what it looks like. So he's gonna ask for us to go check things out again. And also, through this whole process, Mad Goro has just disappeared. So that's the thing. So we're gonna run up to the top of the mountain area and see how the camp looks. It'd be kind of sad. However, it I can't remember if it's Jubei gets the. I can't remember how exactly he gets the notice. Oh, heck! I went the wrong way. Jubei, I'm sorry. I got distracted by a flower. But yeah, eventually we get a lead that tells us where Mad Goro is. So yeah. Also, it's a little bit faster to make sure you use like climbing things ahead of Jubei, because Jubei, as you mentioned, he's muscular, he's thick, he's slow, very slow. Come on, Jubei. Yeah, Jubei's not happy right now. So much so that we're just gonna skip the cutscene to talk about how that he yeah. I feel bad for him, I do. But on the bright side, our bounty went up. So now we cost more if they catch us. So another thing they add is, you'll see right here, The Ronin are getting a little bit smarter and they're adding these traps. They've realized that the white flowers give me a speed boost, so they'll put those little traps there and kind of sit lying in wait. And they're scattered throughout the open world, but you just jump over it, and it's fine. It's fine. All right, so at this point, we head up to the house. I don't want to go to the forge. I want the downside of things. Anywho, so we've never officially been to the northern encampment. So what we'll do is we just happened to come across a Kitsune statue that's nearby. So we fast travel to that and then head over to the Matsumae camp. Now we could be cool people and go in through the entrance, but there's a lot of sadness going on right there, and I ain't got time for that, so we're just gonna ride our horse in over here. I'm gonna yeet myself right here, right into where I need to go. Normally I like over yeet right there. I like throw myself so far away. What we're doing here is, on occasions where you're forced to like walk, it's a little bit faster to jump. For show. Juba's out for blood. Yeah, he found that, hey, Mad Goro's not dead. He's hiding out in a shrine. And one of these days I'll like remember to appropriately time my splits. Today is not that day. It's like, why does it still say fiery consequence? Oh, that's because I didn't hit my pedal. I'm doing this for a few years now, and I swear I will learn to live split. So we're gonna head to the Azure Wind Shrine, where Mad Goro currently is. I love him. In the process, he does give us a quick fire weapon, which is something we can activate right away. I pretty much, I'll use it for this particular mission, and then once more in the final fight against the Oni. It sets your sword on fire. That's it. That's all it is. Do I have sake? I think I do. Okay. So, you're gonna go find this wonderful Mad Goro in this random shrine. And some assassinations. Alright. So we're not going to take out everybody, we're going to take out some. We go around in a little bit of a circle. So, I should say that standoff with Juba's head right next to it means a two-person standoff. So, I'll take on two enemies instead of one, which is fine. Fine, I guess. Alright, and then there's my brother in feudal Japan. Rude. So that is the gentleman right there that I really want to assassinate. I was like, are you dead yet, friend? So, what I absolutely love is if you're far enough away, they won't know your friends are dead. They won't know their friends are dead. Alright. So, you saw that one person just kind of walking away. That's the guy I really want to take out. Thankfully, though, Jubei's taking care of him while I work on this guy. Alright. We're just gonna get rid of that. Yeah, that one dude that Jubei was fighting was kind of like the leader. You do have to kill all of them to progress, but that guy takes a little bit more effort. Jubei will never accept my wild, chaotic way of jumping through life. He'll be fine. He'll realize that he has to accept it at some point. Embrace nature. Embrace chaos. So we're gonna open a path instead for the dignified gentleman. That is Jubei. Alright, so you're heading into a shrine. For this particular one, Jubei, first off, he needs to catch up to us. And then we need to be far enough to the left for Jubei to get past us. He will get stuck right there and not be able to walk past Atsu if you don't give him enough room. It's kind of funny. He will start spinning in a circle, and I laugh, like, I guffaw. I straight up guffaw when I see that. Atsu's very good at falling on things that Jubei has recently walked on or been near. It's just kind of one of those things. So time for some more climbing! There is a jump coming up that gets a little sketchy because the camera angle just wildly shifts. And you have to like angle yourself in a way that doesn't feel correct. It's this one right here. There we go. It's like the camera pushes you that way and you need to go that way. Atsu, you can climb on a log. You're fine. Alright. So we're looking at things. We're just gonna skip the cutscene for looking at things. Looking at things takes too long. Atsu had a moment there. Yeah, climbing mechanics are not, they're good, they're okay. They leave a little bit to be desired. You just kind of work with them. And now we have found Mad Goro once more, who has changed his ways and become priest. Bless him. So we have to follow the appropriate ritual of purifying ourselves. And we'll go pay respects. We do that by swiping down. Actually, to get ability points, you find shrines throughout all of the region, and you bow to them, and you get an ability point. This one doesn't give us an ability point, unfortunately. Otherwise, would I get perfect parry, or would I get the dodge roll? Not sure. That's enough about that. We are gonna... People have found Mad Goro, so he's gonna show us a new ability. Here's one where, like, since it is the tutorial sorts of Oni Flame, we use it liberally. Because all you have to do is find Mad Goro, and he will give you some more Oni Flame. That guy was annoying me. Get close enough to him, you just hit R2 really quickly, and your Oni Flame is replenished, so... It's nice to have. So, yeah, we are making our way downtown, or whatever. Okay, that was right. It's always nice to set people on fire in this game. There we go. I was like, oh, that guy's still alive. Huh. Alright. Unfortunately, since I took a hit, I can't immediately just go in for Unreal Power, but... That's okay. That's not ready to go. I like how that guy's just like completely... Oh, man. There we go. It's like, let me... Okay, that was sketchy. Just there. Oh boy. Alright. So while they're all fighting the enemies down there, we are gonna take out these bowmen because they are a pain in the butt. Well, also, after that, running away from that bomb. That guy is just being a butt. That's fine. Woo! Hello, friends. Alright. Where is our friend Mad Goro? There he is. Like, my boy, you are on a weird rock, friend. That's unfortunate. Alright, so that got a little squirrely, but that's alright. We'll still have time to recover that spirit. Anywho, that is officially Twin Wolves, Twin Hearts of the penultimate mission. Our wolf friend is going to try to eat a burb, and unfortunately, burb wins. Burb jerks. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll take care of the wolf. Don't worry. We feed it quite generously in our regular playthrough. All right. So at this point, it says, okay, yeah, you have a gift. We don't care. We're just gonna go to the encampment. This is it's a hair closer. And head out to the final mission, which is Tale of the Oni. So right now we're kind of awkward jumping. Horse did not like that. Now, it's at this point I need to be a little careful of things like on the left up there. That's a bunch of enemies that want to kill me, so we're going to try to avoid them, because it forces some dialogue that we just don't want to deal with. So yeah. Instead we're going to head this way. We're going to go past, I believe, the Crimson Dye house. Yep. So if you want like red-based dyes here, or Crimson Dye each, for your armor, this is where to go. I personally prefer the blue dye because, well, blue is my favorite color. So I very much stock. As soon as I found the blue dye house, I was like, yep, this is where I'm getting all of my stuff ever. Some crabs. Say hi to crabs. And yeet. Perfect yeet right there. Alright. So we're gonna eat. I believe that refills my spirit, plus it gives, I think it actually might give me an extra one. Not sure. We're gonna talk. Again, I don't like talking, so I just skip the cutscene. And where to go? For the final mission of this run. And the final mission of the Oni. So this is actually kind of a cool mission. It's a build-up. Like, so Atsu's main goal is to kill the Oni. Jubei also wants to liberate the prisoners that are here. And he's like, I know we're here for the Oni, but can you throw your brother a bone? She's like, alright, fine. If we come across them, whatever. You can take care of them. Well, we actually do come across them, so it leads to this really cool fight, like over a few different areas. It's kind of like a feel-good fight, if you will. So this is the path that the Oni told us about, or not the Oni, excuse me, Madgoro told us about. And once we get to a little camp that we realize that's where Madgoro was chilling, he leaves a note. Please read that note when you play through this. I'm not going to read it because it's got some choice language in it, but it's also hilarious. It is fantastic. So when you get to this camp, make sure you read the note. So yeah, that note right there. Read it. It's great. Love it. Also, the two hardest jumps in the game are within this area. Those are just, the angles are so annoying, and then with Jubei here, Jubei will cause Atsu to go off, like, direction. So I have to kind of navigate around Jubei. And that's something that's easier said than done. So. Wait till we can suddenly squeeze through. And that's one of those little segments where we're required to run, or required to walk. It's just slightly faster to hop. But Jubei does have to go through there first, so. So it's not. It's coming up soon.
今にも崩れそうだ。
こっちだ。押し上げてやる。
So, we need to get Jubei up. Jubei a little too thick, and that ledge is a lot too much to ask for, or way too much to ask for both of them to jump up, so... That was the game just saying, no, we don't accept your input. I'm like, okay, well, I'll swing here. So I'm gonna break open this little ledge, and then grab Jubei. I said, he says he's thick. So we're gonna oblige him. So it's not this first jump, but it's the second and third jumps that I notoriously die a lot on. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. That last one, it wanted to switch my course at the last second, but... Ooh, those two are scarier than they have any right to be. It is mind-blowing how it's just like... It'll just do its own thing. Like, Atsu, come on now. So, we're doing some moonlight climbing around Oni's castle, Ishikari Castle. And then heading up to the final series of fights soon. Now I will say, even on casual difficulty, the Oni fight can go belly up. It's really whatever attacks he wants to use, and my ability to kind of move around them. He's a lot easier if you have the dodge roll ability, because he has one attack that is very, very huge in terms of AoE. I don't have the dodge roll ability, so I have to make sure I'm reacting appropriately. Otherwise, I'm kind of screwed. So building up our spirit's going to be super important. Having a full health bar going into the Oni fight is going to be super important. And also, it's a two-phase fight, so that's scary. Alright, so here I want to less assassinate, more get the crit strike on this guy. Kill that guy out, right? That's unfortunate. But that's fine. We were able to get a good amount of spirit back after killing him, so I'm not too beaten up over that. And I didn't have to use sake, so... what happens here is, this is the cool thing I was talking about, we're gonna slowly make our way through these areas to the point where we start overpowering the enemy raiders. And as we're progressing, the Matsumae will start kind of taking over everything. To the point where we don't have to fight anybody anymore. So yeah, that Oatmeal's How was exclusively so I can get that spirit build up again. Because yeah, at this point I'm trying to be very, very cautious with the damage I'm taking. Alright. Atsu. Come on. It's like... She was not having that door. See, that's what I was saying. Like, depending on where I am, Jubei will just not behave. Like this door will not behave. Oh my goodness. Not who I wanted to get, but that's fine. Because there are plenty of other ones here. So I'm gonna run up, grab this. Unfortunately, it was a little too low when that rock got in the way, but that's fine. Yep, there we go. So it's getting to the, I think now, hit that guy right quick. It's after this fight that it's the point where they've all got themselves. There we go. Perfect. All right. I don't think I'll be able to use it, but so you can see, like, they're taking over. Oh yeah, I won't be able to use it. That's unfortunate. Alright, so now this big entryway fight. Got a little bit of everything going on here. That's not where you need to go. Let me just dodge that right quick. Alright. So unfortunately I took a little bit of damage right there, but I took more damage right there. Go. So things are going okay. Yeah, more of these types of kills I can do, the better. Alright. Alright, so it keeps open, and now we skip a cutscene and hope that this guy plays nice. Kanta can be kind of a butt. Alright, so we should be good. Ish. Because now it's Oni time. I'm gonna kind of lock in for this because it can go very sour very fast. And it relies heavily on my ability to read his attacks and know which ones he's using. How to dodge appropriately. Like, this is the long one. Unfortunately, my back was turned right there, so I took a hit. There we go. Shoot!
男は忠義に反した。死んで当然だ。
俺たちにはいい音。そうだった。
Okay. It's going to be coming up to a point where it's... Alright, so this is an unskippable chokehold, but that means phase 1 is done. Now, phase 2. Where in some cases we fight fire with fire. That is a very hard attack to fully block. So far, so good. One, two, three. That attack where he just does not get any, like, notice is brutal. Like, I'm basically looking for the glints here. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do something. Come on. Yeah, the catch with the Oni, it's scary. 1, 2, 3. Dang it! I tried to get the deflection, but that's fine. On the bright side, my weapon landed right next to me. So yeah, he does get a lot more aggressive at the end here, but we should have him soon. There it is. Alright. So, Atsu's gonna tell him to crawl. We have one more cutscene to skip, and time is on the completed skipped cutscene. I was a little early there. Whew. But that is time. Ha! That is Ghost of Yōtei, Oni percent 1 upgrade. That fight could go very sideways, but the trick is, like, pressure him. It's pressure him and not be afraid to just immediately have to react. Because you let him, like, back up, he will do some spicy things, and you'll die. So, yeah, that was a pretty good run. Hope you enjoyed watching it. And, take care.